Hi everyone, welcome back after a little short break. I hope you enjoyed so far. Now it's time to introduce young entrepreneurs, our next speakers, Kerem and Erbil. Kerem is a bookworm. This desire makes him express his ideas by writing. He started out writing for Istanbul and Science magazine. Now he is a head writer of Kira Parası. On the other side, Erbil, is an engineer and also a designer. He conducted lots of applications from screen printing to a bike design. He is currently working on various platforms like Yan Koltuklar and citizen journal called FB Press. The point is how these two guys become together to create BookSurf.com. So it's time to listen their own story with the speech of sharing is here to stay. It's an honor to present Kerem Güneş and Erbil Sivaslioglu.
Hi, okay, we are BookSurf, and we are going to be talking about a small recipe about starting your own idea and building upon it and among a trust relationship. So imagine you're an unpopped popcorn, like kernel, in a pot with many others, and then conditions start to change bit by bit, and not every one of you feels the same to change. And then pop, a shooting star, some might call. And then a couple of minutes later, pop, 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 pop. Lucky ones, they might say. But what was actually happening in the pot was there was a good amount of heat, butter and salt, and good amount of shaking. And in the end, almost all of the kernels will pop up. And they might not even remember the times they were kernels sometime. So we started BookSurf as a book sharing website 6 months ago. And along the way, we experienced so many great stuff, and we made so many interesting people, got so many good opportunities. One of them is being here. So we've already felt like we are the popped up ones in the middle time and seem like lucky. But actually, today we are going to share a couple of things that we learned on the way. And
because we believe that the conditions are right for all of us to pop, and we're not the first ones and we're not the last, and something very new is coming. And we want to tell you what we've learned so far by being in this collaborative, new, weird thing.
Yeah. Okay, so who starts first?
Rock, paper, scissors?
Okay.
Okay. Lucky number 2. So, we've met so many people who've had ideas inside of them and who are passionate and who want to do something, but are also not willing to commit themselves 100%, and who want to work and who are thinking that they don't know what they want exactly in life. And we think that the best way to make an idea survive and to make it grow inside of you until you're sure of it is to talk to other people about it everywhere you go, and to always explain your passion and what you want in life and your idea, even if you're not ready to commit to it. And always be on the lookout for people who may help you in your vision. And eventually, you will find somebody that you will convince with your idea. And if that somebody is different from you, then it's no problem. It's even better, in fact, we think, because me and Erbil are very different from each other. I like to write. I'm interested in stories and ideas, and I'm a bit lazy, and I wake up very late. I try to set the alarm clock, but I still can't wake up. And Erbil is very productive, and he wakes up early, and the day is his to conquer, and he has lots of projects.
Yes, doing applications, yes. Creating tools for people to share more.
And
but it's, in the end, we believe in the same thing. So we are sharing the same vision, and we believe the books and the sharing books, meeting with people is cool. So which pushes us to be a partner on that kind of entrepreneurship.
Exactly, and as we've been in this partnership and we're working on BookSurf for a while, we found that 2 is the most democratic number when it comes to building something and creating something. Because when you're one person, these thoughts inside of you, there's no way to reflect them against somebody and to learn or improve on them. And also, if you want to give up with your idea, then there's no one to say, come on, man, we got to keep on doing this. This is a good vision. And if you're 3 people, then there will always be some kind of manipulation, or maybe 2 will become more stronger than the first one. So 2 is a good number to get your idea out and to start something. And that's our first advice. 2 people is very good to start something.
And so when you find the partner to start with, to follow your dream or passion, or at least just keep building on it, at the early stages, it's really easy to start doing by whatever you can do, and then following by on that. So to keep doing things human, for example, let me give you a quick example. Like this is from our latest exhibition. While we are trying to give the directions of the exhibition place, instead of just placing the Google Docs and giving some directions there, instead in the morning while we are going there, we just take a couple of pictures and put them online so that people actually find their way easily. So. And then another example, when we first started with BookSurf, and we still do, sharing only foreign books in Istanbul. But a couple of people accused us for being elitist just because sharing foreign books. In reality, actually, we are sharing books because most of the cost of buying a foreign book goes to the shipment. Whereas when you are purchasing a Turkish book in Turkey, most of the money goes to the author, publisher, and the bookstore. But instead of just arguing and then trying to explain with the words, we try to explain it by whatever we are doing at that time. For example, I was doing screen printing at home, and then I started making illustrations of the famous authors that we both like.
If you guys are interested, they're all very good writers. The one on the left is Gündüz Vassaf. He's a sociologist. The one in the middle is Oğuz Atay. I'm sure most of you know him, but he's like the Dostoevsky of Turkish literature. And on the right is Hakan Günday. Kinyas and Kayra was one of the first books that me and Erbil gave to each other, borrowed it.
And also, during this process, while you are just developing things and creating a strong belief and trust, there are some points where there are some bottlenecks and dilemmas. So here was our dilemma. We didn't have any budget when we first started 6 months ago, and we still don't have any. And then we were expecting to find people who we can trust to give our books for 2 weeks and expect them to return it back afterwards. And we really don't like, both of us, paperwork, legal things. So we didn't want so many sign-ups and things. So instead, we find the answer on our pockets. So whenever somebody comes to take a book, we take a picture of them in front of the library, and we add each other on Facebook and Twitter. So if they don't bring it back, then we say just we will post it online, and your friends will just bring it back. So it was, again, another solution that come from humane way of solving things.
And we also got to tell the stories of people.
Oh yeah, it creates an amazing platform where we can actually not just create a safety, but also we enable ourselves, create a space so that we can just explain how we look to people coming to our places, how do we see sharing books, what do we think about the books. So it's a great thing too. And the sharing economy is also our talk's title. So you probably are already familiar with the sharing economy, peer-to-peer communities, and collaborative consumption. So we are going to be seeing many and many examples in the future, and we are already seeing it even in Turkey as well. So many examples. But the most of them is just for now sharing possessions, like your ride sharing, sharing of your tennis rackets, sharing of your free space. But there is a huge also opportunity and possibility on sharing your most valuable thing, which is your time and leisure time and skills. And many of us is multi-skilled, or it's so easy to learn the basics on the internet, on the go, so that learning some stuff and helping out others, collaborating together with the skills and leisure time, not just with the tools and objects, is a really big thing. For example, Hilal, she's a sculptor, and she's helping BookSurf with her drawings. And we are asking the famous authors, artists, professors, authors to list their top 10 lists of books. And Hilal is helping us out with doing the illustrations. And she's also actually testing out whether or not she will be more interested in just doing that, or she wants to continue on sculpture, start his own entrepreneurship or like magazine. And this is Cihan. He's an art historian. He's also sharing books on BookSurf. And he's helping us out with the Genco Gülen exhibition, organizing things, and also making interviews, helping us with the interviews as well. That the next project we are doing, Bookshops Guide, Istanbul. And this is Gizem. She's learning serigraphy from me and the book as well, and also helping us out with another book project, etymologically unknown words in Turkish with the illustrations. So it's, yeah, we will be seeing more and more of the sharing thing in the near future.
Okay, so you found somebody to make your idea come true, and you're working on it, you're experimenting, you're looking on the internet for new ways to express yourself, and you're finding collaborators to do something together with. So what's the next step?
Reaching out and asking people.
Reaching out and asking people. It's so easy asking, but it's something that we forget a lot. Well, not forget, but most of us are too shy or too proud to ask for things for people. But it's one of the most valuable things that we've learned is if you ask with enough passion and if you make people believe that what they will give you, you will value, then asking is a beautiful thing and they will mostly help you out with it. And we've had very nice things happen to us. The most recent one is, this is The Believer. It's a magazine that me and Erbil have been reading for years, and it's a very good magazine in San Francisco. And we decided to ask them for a subscription for them to send to Istanbul. And we sent them an email, and a few days later, Casey, an editor, replied and said, sure, why not? We liked what you're doing, and your subscription is on the way. And it was something very simple for them to do, because they're a very big magazine, and it's only one subscription. But it made us so happy, and these are the kind of small things that give you the power to move on. And this is Genco. Erbil also talked about in last chapter. Genco is a contemporary artist. He's very well known in Turkey. In fact, last year he was at one of the TEDTalks. And he came to our house one day, to Erbil's house, with an exhibition of books called 6½. And he showed it to us, and we were very impressed. And we decided to ask if we could borrow the exhibition. And he said, sure, why not? And then we asked Rana, who shares her books on BookSurf and is a very talented cook, we asked her if she could give us food, make food to bring to the exhibition. And she said, sure, why not? And then we asked, go back.
Ah, okay.
Ali.
Ah, Ali, of course.
Yes,
yeah.
we asked Ali Tashkıran, who's also a photographer, if we could borrow his loft to make the exhibition. And he said,
yeah, sure, why not?
This is Bahane. It's a project in Artar, the second floor of Artar Art Gallery. And they had a few months of a special project where people would come and read books and hold workshops. And when we went, we saw rows and rows of beautiful books. And these are just a part of the books. There was so much more. And we were very impressed with the books. And when Bahane closed, we asked what would happen with the books. And they said they would be locked up in some dark room someplace. And we said, can we have them? And they said, sure, why not? Okay. And for the last few minutes, we've been talking about the power of the internet and how the internet is helping us reach people and collaborate with each other and giving us lots of free time to do creative things on. But one of the most important things we've also learned is that the internet, and especially the social media, it can be a bit of illusion. Yeah. Because when you focus on the screen and the likes, if you get happy of the number of likes you're getting, you begin to forget the people behind the likes. And example of how much of a gap there is between the social media and real life, we learned firsthand in our Hödünç meeting. Hödünç is a word we made by mixing hediye and ödünç together. We wanted to give people books for them to read after New Year when they were hungover the next morning. So we wrapped them up and we wrote tag words on them so they could be mysterious. And we decided to advertise for the event on Facebook just to see who would be interested and be open enough to come to such a thing. And we reached 27,000 people about the event. 27,000 people saw this post. 20 people tagged their names on books for it. But they told us they would come by tagging their names on books. And do you remember the meeting, Erbil?
Yeah, only one appeared.
Only one person came out of 27,000 people. But we had a great conversation. We gave the book, and she turned out to be Başak, a musician whose band...
From Ah Cosmos.
Ah Cosmos.
Doing electronic music,
very
so
cool
many
band,
nice stuff.
Very cool band. And we met her, and it was so much more natural, and this is how it is in real life. So we always try to talk to people and meet them and bring things to the physical world. And that's what's most important, we think, in this new situation, not trusting the social media too much. Money.
And of course, you find your partner, you are following your passion, you started out something, and you are collaborating, asking people for help, and all the things are going well. But of course, there will be some point, or even you might be start thinking by now already, it's like, what about the money? How we are going to make it? How we are going to survive without the money?
Money is important.
Before giving into details about how to make money, let me tell you about how we perceive money in our entrepreneurship and also in our life, actually. We think that money is circulating, so money can come and go, it's fluctuating, but the time is linear and time is spent. So we value the time that we are spending more than the money, especially in the beginning of a startup, because you need to build something trustworthy and building something that other people want to come in, join, and collaborate and make it bigger. And by every smallest details of it, try to build something matches. So if we look at the general of it, you see in the smallest details the same thing. So it's hard to build on that. So we invest our time first, and then we start looking out for how we can just make some profit to make bigger projects. So after just building up this connection with the idea and the vision and building some products around it is just following. It follows. So for example, our bookshelf. We have the first prototype here.
It just came yesterday night.
Last night finished. It's like 11:30 last night. It's not working so well.
Yes,
but anyway,
it's a prototype.
We inspired to do this because of our top 10 book listings with the interviews that Hilal was illustrating. So and then we realized that when the people come to our place and look at our library, they are just picking out the ones that we don't that much read often. So instead we think like, oh, okay, it will be really nice to have a separate shelf for the books that we are currently reading or that we really like. And then also we really like books and we don't want to lose them and stuff. So instead of just making it as a shelf, we also included some particles so that when they, just fire, in case of fire and something, so you can just
grab it and run away.
And go. So it has some meaning inside of it as well. And in the end, it's a design object. So
yes, but we believe that you should always put a feeling and your vision behind the objects that you design.
Yeah. And another one, small example, is the notebooks that we are doing. BookSurf notebooks, like sharing the similar thing with the book sharing, but we are making the books and then giving them to the people that we are curious about. How do they live? What do they do? And then they just fill out some papers, live with it for a week or so, and then bring it back. And they will be really precious products that you can just have and enjoy, like Kinder for our now age people. Yeah.
So yes, we believe money is really important, and that we should all try to earn money from what we love, and we need money for bigger projects. But we believe that startups and passions are like babies, and first we should rock them a while, and then bring them out into the world. And I see now that our time is over. So Thank you very much for listening to our spontaneous but good meaning conversation.
Yeah, thank you very much. No, I think that was good. Thank you. Come on.